Maybe chat about your current role right now, Elena. Like maybe some of the upsides of being part of a larger enterprise now compared to your previous startup experience. Like we hear a lot of the negatives of people like being an enterprise, and it's slow and it's a grind. There's a lot of red tape, but it's a lot
Right.
of upsides of being on the enterprise side too. Like the funding and the access to resources and the quality of teammates and the ability to have promotions laterally and change teams. Maybe chat about that for a bit.
Sure. I definitely think like what you touched on just now around the quality of talent and the depth of skill sets that people have at a large organizations is hard to match in a startup. And I was there. I was that one person team in some cases where I did analytics and insights and Martech and paid media and Google search and everything, right, under the sun. It meant I knew a lot of things, but not deeply enough. It was the best I could do, and it was good enough. But I think when you go to a larger enterprise, you get to meet really talented people and like really, really smart people who know things to such a degree that like I thought I knew how Google Analytics works, right? And they know it 10 times more. Having access to insights and analytics team who actually have like deep knowledge, backed by data of like um how customers behave, what cohorts of customers turn to have higher LTV and why, and things like that. I think that's the luxury that you don't have working for a startup. A lot of our decisions in a startup used to be based on like very well educated guess or a hunch that you get, versus here you kind of have the ability to really be so confident in what you put out. And it probably rightfully so. If you're gonna work for 3, 4 months on a marketing campaign, you probably need to be sure about what you're putting out there. I think that's one of the biggest benefits that I personally enjoy is the ability to tap into so much talent. Um, yeah. And of course, again, the budget and things funding and things like this at a different scale. Um, Still strings attached.
Yeah.
I have to say, marketing dollars are never just free money. You always have to prove ROI and results and returns on objectives even and things like that. But that's the norm, I guess.
Yeah, maybe chat about that a little bit more. You said that performance marketers would agree with some of your earlier sentiments on everything we do needs to be tracked. Now you're in a bit more of an integrated marketing role. You're doing more branding, you're doing more awareness, but you still said just now that everything marketing has to be attached to an ROI. What does that look like for your integrated marketing role right now?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting actually point. I think when you're at a startup, the I think the runway that you have between the fundings, it defines the kind of the runway for the team and the
Mm,
objectives. And we used to be an OKR companies in the past where OKRs were defined on quarterly basis. So you have 6 week sprints. So I think the kind of like this the time frame for you to be able to put something together, put it into the market, make it work, and then see it work and bring some sort of results is so short that in reality, it's almost not how marketing works, and that's why a lot of times, and I was that person, as a highly focused performance based demand gen marketer, I was, if I don't see, leads coming in next week, that's it. It's not working for us, right? Like your capacity to have that appetite to burn cash for a long period of time or invest into something without much return is very small. I think at the larger company we are working on yearly objectives, so I have the whole year to prove something, right? Which means when it comes to brand activations and things like this, I can totally engage in things like buying signage at large conferences that are have some sort of impression measure in general in terms of foot traffic, but it's not something that I could see online how many people actually walked by the sign or something like this, or do an airport takeover and things like that. But it means that I can measure our brand awareness unaided, uh, this month, and then I can take the same measure at the end of the year. And knowing what I know about brand building, there should be an uplift, and that's my ROI, and that's my return on objective, um, which makes it possible to do really creative brand awareness, interesting things at a larger corporate company because you have that luxury of time, scale, and ability to even measure these things versus when we were smaller. um, A, we wouldn't do brand lift studies.